Hybrid got a whole lot of buffs with this recent update, but is it any good, or is the meta just not made for it to be successful? Today we're going to test out Queen Charge Hybrid and some other mass miner variants on maxed out bases. As you can see, this base is completely maxed out, even with the new Supercharge levels. Now, in terms of hero equipment, all level 18 in this. We are not going to be using maxed out hero equipment. So can we take down this base with Queen Charge Hybrid? Now, obviously, Hybrid got some serious buffs. Hybrid, in terms of the healers and the miners, getting a whole new level. On top of that, we get the buff to the life gem, and in total, that should make Hybrid way stronger. But let's see if it happens in theory, because the real weakness of this attack strategy is what we're watching right now, the Queen Charge. Queen Charging at Town Hall 17 is nigh on impossible. You want to stay away from the fire spitters, and you cannot charge the Town Hall, particularly if you're using this spell comp here, which is the OG version of it. So doing a Queen Charge, and you don't want to Queen Charge for long, just for a short amount of time. Then we're going to use the Siege Barracks. I'm going to pause this quickly, right? Generally, you'd put the Siege Barracks and King together, but the two of them are quite powerful by themselves. Putting them together, it often feels like a waste for me with this army. So what I'm doing some of the time is I'll split up the King and the Siege Barracks into different spots to get different value, because if the Hybrid stays in the core of the base, you're way more likely to get a 3-star. But we're going to continue here, because one of the downsides of this is I haven't pulled the CC. So we're about to see how much stronger Hybrid is. Now you see immediately a lot of the hogs die, because the Warden, in case you forgot with Hybrid, is terrible at following the hogs in particular. Queen's doing a good job on the right hand side. This is why I like starting the Hybrid early, because the Queen's much more likely to live. She can't Queen Charge this unless there's a whole Hybrid army taking a lot of damage for her. Now the Hybrid has pushed through not only a Rage Tower, but the defensive CC and Town Hall too. We use the freeze on the back end here with the awful freeze effect. I think it looks so sloppy. Don't know why we changed it, but oh well. Can't undo it now. We've had the healers, now they're switching onto the Hybrid, which is always good on the back end of the base. The Royal Champion's doing a good job. Unfortunately, she feels like she does such little damage, particularly A, with the nerf to the boots, but B, when you're running the Hog Puppet instead of the Haste Vial. But I really like the Hog Puppet. It's nice and defensive. We want to keep the Royal Champion alive in this army. And look, we are going to get a 3-star here. And look, is it an overkill? No. Did we get it because we kept our Queen alive? Yes. And the problem with that is keeping your Queen alive at Town Hall 17 is extremely difficult. And in the next replay, I'm going to show you what happens, A, when the Queen dies, but B, when there is an awesome Rage Tower on the base that decimates your troops. So here is a base with a double Rage Tower, and look what's covered by the Rage Towers here. So much damage. They're really, really lethal. So we're going to start the Queen Charge yet again on the back end of the base. I want to get as much down away from the Town Hall as possible. And the Hybrid, unfortunately, is going to have to deal with the Town Hall here, because the Queen's just incapable, because the Town Hall can hit your healers whilst the Queen is shooting it. I really wish they would change that. It would bring Queen Charges back into the meta, because honestly, at this point, you're better off Royal Champion charging, which we'll show in the next attack, or Warden charging. But unfortunately, Warden charging doesn't really work that well with this army. Now, I have used the King and the Siege Barracks together here, but I've deliberately split them in different directions. Now, I put down a Rage spell so I could deploy my Hybrid here, but the Queen lost all the health so quickly. Look at this. You just can't Queen Charge. I'm sorry. You cannot Queen Charge, even with the new level healers. Not really possible. Now, unfortunately, the healers leave the Queen because, well, the Queen under ability will often get to full health, and then the healers are going to go looking. So because there's so much damage at Town Hall 17, Queen Charging is just, it is way too difficult. The Siege Barracks coming out nicely here to help deal with the Town Hall. We've got the healers on our Hybrid troops, and I've got a heal spell in the core, but you're going to see here, look at this Rage Tower. Yeah, miners did get a nice buff, 200 hit points plus the life gem buff, but there's only so much that can all do when you run into this sort of damage area of the base. And look, my Royal Champion's getting chewed up as well. You can see the value of the Hog Puppet right here, because if we use the Haste Vial, that would have been completely useless because the Royal Champion was going to die. And look at that. The Hybrid got destroyed. The Queen Charge got destroyed. And this is why I'm so uncertain about hybrid in the meta at the moment because, let's be real, you can spam Root Riders and get 3 stars still. Even with all these new defense levels, you can spam Root Riders and you will get a 3-star attack in the end. So why would you use this? Why would you use something where the Queen charging at Town Hall 17, insanely difficult. Keeping the hybrid alive through a Rage Tower, also kind of difficult. Keeping the Warden to follow all the troops, also really difficult. The Warden loves sitting back, whereas with Root Riders, the Warden's fine. So I wanted to test out this version of hybrid. It's technically just Mass Miner, so we're going to do a Royal Champion charge at the start with level 18 Electro Brutes and the Fox. Going to use 5 Invis spells to get really as much value as we can, and then recall this Royal Champion, because obviously one of Miner's biggest weaknesses is dealing with skeleton traps, and we need the Royal Champion in the area to take down the skeleton traps with the Electro Brutes ability. And what you want to do with this is pull the CC and then get as much value as you can. So I use my last Invis spell here. Royal Champion goes after the defensive CC. We're going to recall her out. She has lost a lot of HP, but look at the funnel. Look at the value of the defenses. We got rid of a Poison Tower too, and pulling the CC out is huge. Now we're not going to have to deal with that on the fly. Now, you could do Mass Hybrid instead. I just assume Mass Miner is better, but I'm happy to be wrong with this. I didn't actually test out Mass Hybrid. This is going to be the only replay using this army in the video. So if you think I should test out the Mass Hybrid, let me know. I just feel like it wouldn't work as well, but there's no real theory behind that. Look at how bad that freeze effect looks. It looks so lazy. It's not even a circle. Don't know what they were thinking with that. Anyways, once I've deployed all these miners, it takes so long to do it, we're going to let them get up to the defenses before deploying the Royal Champion. Now, yet again, as we said before, the Siege Barracks is more than enough to set a funnel on this side of the base. There's no point sending the King and Queen there as well. So what I do, I send them on the other side of the base, because if we can take down all of this, then the miners are going to stay in the very center of the base. Whereas if we use the King and Queen over here, yeah, they'd get this, but they might not get all of these buildings down by the time the miners get through, because there's so many of the miners, they're going to work surprisingly quick through the buildings. So keep that in mind. Now, I'm going to use our first heal spell here. I will say, I would love to bring a rage spell with this army, but I just didn't know what I should be dropping for that. Siege Barracks doing a good job funneling. Any second now, I'm going to pop this Warden ability. Keep in mind, we can't heal anything back to life with the Warden ability. Obviously, we got the heal spells, but there is no healing tome here. Look at what the King does. Beautiful, and because of that, all the miners are going into the center of the base, and that's exactly where we use our second heal spell. Now, on the Queen, I am using the Giant Arrow. You might have seen that fly across the base there. That's only because in case you run into bases with double Invis towers, you do need that. But obviously, the Magic Mirror would have been more than enough. Thankfully, these Headhunters will just take down the Minion Prince here. The Minion Prince is a nuisance with Hybrid, because obviously, the Hogs miners not going to target that Minion Prince on defense. We've got a few miners up on the outside of the base, still both Peckers, the healer on the Queen, and then we still got the King, Warden, and a couple of wizards going around the base. And this is the downside of this army. It is really slow at cleaning up the base. And you might think, well, Hooked, you've got plenty of troops up, it's fine, but look at it, 22 seconds here, and there's 9 buildings left. And given how much time you're spending on the Royal Champion charge at the start, begs the question, is time an issue with this attack? And I'm going to tell you, time is 100% an issue with this attack. Now, it would probably be quicker with Mass Hybrid, but I also don't think it would be as strong, because as you see here, this is a time fail. We do not get the 3-star here, despite that awesome opener and a really nice hybrid throughout the Mass Miner, throughout the base. I can't rely on this attack strategy to be the better alternative to Queen Charge Hybrid necessarily, because it's got a completely different problem in that it's too slow. So what does this all mean for Queen Charge Hybrid going forward? So I figured I'd end this with a live attack, and I'm going to try my best to commentate, because I like Hybrid. It's a good attack strategy. It was a little too OP back in the day, but I would do anything for it to be meta again. Now, would I be investing ores into it? Just probably not, just in the sense that it is so difficult to do. with the keeping the Queen Charge alive, keeping your hybrid troops alive, keeping your Warden in the right space, figuring out how to funnel, it's just not that automatic. And really every other attack strategy in the game, whether it be Mass Dragons with the, the Electro Brutes charge, or Root Riders, they're all simpler. Even the Warden charge attack strategies, probably a little bit simpler. Give me 1 second. This is getting intense. Chill. I have to freeze this. I have to put my Queen ability there. She simply has to get that, she simply had to get that, what's his name? The whatever the new defense is called down, because that thing hits like a truck. My Queen's just gonna die here. There's not really much I can do. She's beating a wall. That's not useful at all. Maybe she can live? No, she got no healers on her. Look at this. Look at all these troops that just die in the center of the base. Nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do about it because the Warden's just so unreliable. I nearly said irreliable. Unreliable at following anything you want him to. I really need that king to, you know, deal with the defensive queen, but, you know, we're asking too much here. There's maybe a chance this works. Maybe. Let's get those hogs out. Anything to help tank. Alright, we get through that. We've got our Valks on the outside of the base. I really like Valks in the CC. 5 Valks, 3 hogs works a treat. But you can see here, right? I don't know if I'm going to get the 3-star, actually. That giant bomb potentially stopped the whole thing. And that just shows everything I need to show with this army. Yeah, it would be so cool if Hybrid was strong. But look at how hard it is to do. It's so unnecessarily difficult. And even though the healer level gave a bunch of hero heal, we need something to make Queen Charges possible. There is too much damage on the base and it forces spam. And it's a little disappointing. So I wish I could have better news for you all. Is Hybrid going to be usable? Yes, definitely usable. I'm not the best in the world at this. So there's people who are going to be able to use it. But why would you use it? It is not reliable at all. And unfortunately, that's where the meta is at this point. If there's other tricks with Hybrid that you'd like to see, let us know down below and we'll give it a go.